This is what I am greeted every morning by one of my best friends. So we're going to do a video together. I got cut off because I ran out of memory, I think, on one of the ones I did yesterday about expectations. When you go into an alcoholic's meeting, usually there is a visual display that's coded, right? Mathematical codings, the holographic picture visual display. And it says, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That prayer is said at every meeting. And those are all my brothers and sisters that are in that room that are still suffering from my asthma. That's what step 12 is all about. 12 spheres, which is 3. The torque speed waves. So when you think of the director of the play, if you go to that page around 400 or something like that in the 3rd edition of the big books, it talks about serenity, what it means to experience serenity, what it means to experience being in a state of eternal peace, which would be the same as leave others alone, right? Quit trying to control. That's really what the dilemma is. That's why when I read that, when I went into Alcoholics Anonymous in Springdale, Arkansas, and grabbed my big book, right? And I got one of these real nice violet ribbons, purple rain. I had a bookmark, and it was purple, and it had the Serenity Prayer on it, and I marked that page. I always left it at that page, not any other page in that book. That page where it talked about control. That's what it means to play fake God. Okay? Trying to control what somebody else experiences by writing something into their script without their permission, which is out their consent. That's what they do. Okay? That is not a God. They're not writing love stories into your script, are they? Nope. These are failed programmers. They have not learned how to use the first language of mathematics to program a reality. So they steal the codes to tweak it to suit their own self-interest. So that's why they only care about themselves rather than trying to heal you. So what happened to them? They fell. That's called a fallen spirit. Because you know that it began with the first spirit, which is the first breather. The first breather, remember I covered about breathing fire. There's only so much room, right? You can compress that energy before that energy is going to implode and then explode. Watching a house implode and then explode. It needs room to grow. The universe wants to grow and give more of what it becomes aware of. It's giving love to. That's not their programming language. Their programming language is to go in the other direction. That's called inverted. Bye. Right? Those are fallen spirits. So fallen spirits want to drag all the other spirits down into that hole. Because they need our energy. So they're not servers, they're inverters. So they're sucking on our juice and using our stars as a source of energy to wage war against ourselves. My own mirror, my own star is being used against me. I don't give any consent to this. They don't care. That's what an intruder is. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you care about. Okay? The only thing they care about is themselves because they want to control it all. Okay? That's the nature of the problem, which is unnatural, which is an unnatural spiral, which means it's not the first spiral of first creation. That's how you know, because we are. That's knowing one from the other. We run the first spiral, so we know the first true God, so we know the first Son. We have a direct line to the first Son. Okay? So you realize what that means. They cannot fake it with us. They cannot fool us. Simply because we run faster than they do, which means we have a higher state of awareness than they do because we're always in a state of peace, which means we're not running chaotic programs. We're not running distorted sound waves. We're not running chaotic DNA. We're not running a chaotic state of consciousness, which is energy that is not in balance. Because you will notice that's the idea of being a sensor, right? Between a non-reactive state and a reactive state. So when you're experiencing a non-reactive state, which is a pre-phase, nothing's happened yet because you're experiencing eternal peace. Now you're experiencing a reaction state as a result of an input signal. I'm not supposed to experience that. Now you know something's wrong. Now you know the other that is not experiencing what we are. So you're experiencing a ripple, turbulence. Whoa, a waveform that's not in an equilibrium state. Yeah, precisely. So we're always equal. That's what it means to be one. We're equal unto all of you, which means we do not run a hierarchy. So this has everything to do with learning speed. How fast are they learning? They're learning in the other direction. That's what that spiral does. See ya. That's why I cried so much. That's why I cried for 4 days. Okay? Now put that in the context of 985 billion years, even though there is no time. Think about that in terms of loss of energy, a waste of energy. Because cells, units of consciousness, are not able to maintain themselves in a state of peace. So it has everything to do with the speed of the learning in which to experience eternal peace, which is called recovery, which is restoration, which is redemption, which is called total recall. Yeah, that's why I lit myself on fire. That's what total recall is. I'm recalling all my energy. So you can see why that is when it comes to a shield, a rainbow shield, right? Because where we're at this point in time, why I would do that? Precisely at the moment in which it occurred. Because of the level of precision in which there are no errors. God's mathematics, the first mathematics, there are no errors. Which means there are no distortions, right? Which means everything is just fine. We're calm. So that's what it goes after. No, we do not want you calm. We do not want you calm. We're not calm, so we don't want you calm. We fell, right? We're fallen spirits. You're rising spirits. You're rising stars. We're fallen stars, right? So that's why you get this, right? So instead of, this is where you have to go into the inside, right? Like when I went into Alcoholics Anonymous, I got down on my hands and my knees and I surrendered to myself. I surrendered to my Creator and I cried like a baby and I said, I got to recover from this. I've got to recover from this because I went through such an enormous amount of emotional overload from the time I was a little boy. Because remember, I'm sensing everything that's losing voltage across the entire planetary consciousness terrain. Right? So you want to maintain your peace. They said I was a sandbagger. You ever heard of that word, sandbagger? You're absorbing way too much. My asthma. How am I ever going to burn all this off? Right? So I took a nosedive. I wrote this into my timeline to do this, by the way. Okay? And so I ended up going to all these AA meetings. Okay? Going into the trenches. This is like learning how we do this. How'd this happen? How do you come out of something like this? Who can come out of something like this? Their ability to recover. How bad did it get? Well, go down and experience it. Because experience is a teacher. Because experiencing it will inform us of how bad it is. And can we recover from this? And that's called learning our lessons. That's how we learn. We learn through experience. To recover from these problems that we create. Because we're all connected. There isn't any separation. That's what it means to be one. I'm equal unto every star. I am equal unto every cell that we're always gifting love to. That's a server. So the server is always on. So we're always in service, always in love and service. That's step 12, which is 3. Relationship between fire and hydrolase, fire and water, right? Born of fire and water. Have a beautiful day. Meet my partner. Be good to yourselves.